Hi everyone, my name is Yongxiang Liao, Leo, and this is the final project video for CIS 9467 for Professor Wheeler. So my midterm project is in terms of ICO, initial coin offering. It's a primary market in cryptocurrency space. So my final project is regarding the secondary markets, regarding constructing a bond portfolio for asset liability management using VBA and Solver. The raw data I have here is from the US Department of Treasury. We can see here in May we have fixings for the Treasury curve from 1 month, 3 months, 6 months until 30 year. So in the spreadsheet we have a tab raw data. There's a button loading Treasury data, which would run the macro here. Treasury data. It's basically extracting the yield curve from the Treasury website, initialize a query table, set up a connection for that URL, and writing the results in cell A5. If we go back to the spreadsheet, we can see that the data would be here. So we can reference these data in the second sheet, which is fixing data. We have a benchmark date here and give you a representative of what's the yield curve across different tenors, and then the week-to-week yield curve reshaping. So we can see as of May 18th, the yield curve actually increased, but the spread between the 2-year and then the longer term are widening as well, so the yield curve is kind of steepening. On the contrast, if we set the benchmark date to 14 and rerun, we can see the longer tenor, 5, 10, 30-year yield curve are swinging, but the 2-year are increasing. So the yield curve shape is a little bit different. It's flattening. So here's the main calculator. We have the liability on the left-hand side and the asset on the right-hand side. So here we have liabilities from 1 year to 30 year. Assuming we have a descending payables, we can think of as a mortgage-backed securities or insurance obligation for one claim. In terms of the velocity of the decay speed, the velocity of the decay of the liability, we assume that the mean is 10% and variance is 5%. Here's the tricky part. When I try to generate the liability use the RA and D function in spreadsheet, it creates some trouble for Solver because every time when Solver trying to solve the solution, the RA and D functions will run again so that the results won't converge. So here I use a lemur random generator where we have a random seed. You can specify whatever numbers you like. You specify 45 and then it will give you a new set of data. Here I use 1, 2, 3 and then the random generator basically, if we look at the function, it basically multiply the initial value by the random seed and divided by this random gen divisor. So this part will give you a number, uniform distributed number from 0 to 1. So if you apply the inverse function of normal distribution, you can have a random number with mean 10% and variance 5%. If you 1 minus this number, you will have a corresponding decay factor. So we have liability here. So we can calculate the NPV, use the NPV functions given the discount rate and also the effective duration. Duration and convexity essentially are two fundamental risk measures in fixed income space. So intuitively, these are sensitivities of the price against the interest rate or the yield. So it's a measure of saying 1% change in the yield curve, what's the price change for the bond or fixed income instruments. Mathematically, duration is the first order derivative of price with respect to rates, and then the convexity is the second order. Here we use numerical methods to calculate the price given discount rate up 1% or minus 1%. So we've got effective duration 6.89, which is saying at roughly 7-year tenor, we've got a liability around 72K. So here is the asset part, which coming from the previous data. We assume that the bonds are on the run, so the part is all 1,000, which is equal to the MPV, and then the bond results, they are divisible in the trading activities. We have the maturity and payment frequency specified, and column J and column K calculates the duration and convexity using the VBA functions here. So the first function, cash flow discount, discount function just give you a DCF based vanilla cash flow discounting. They give you a fixed income price given a coupon, a par value, time, maturity, payment frequency, and discount rate. And duration, the numerator of the duration is the time weighted cash flow. So here's the interest rate part, here's the principal part. We use the modified duration, so you need to adjust for the discount rate and the frequency. So convexity is the second order, as we mentioned. So we have one plus the time factor in the numerator. So within these functions, we can calculate the convexity and duration for each bond. And this cell, we have the difference between MPV of the liability and then the MPV of the asset. Here is the difference between the duration of the asset and duration of the liability. So we're assuming that we don't have any transactions or transaction cost or market impact. So we have three scenarios to run the solver. First, we want to say we just want to hedge. We just want a day one P&L to be 0 and want the duration to be matched. So we check the solver. We say we want to minimize the difference between the MPV, and then we want the G16 to so we just want the duration to be matched with the threshold 0.01, and then we can calculate the results, and we can see from here. So here are the portfolio for each tenor. It's saved in the answer sheet, and also we can loosen the strengths. Say we can allow the long short portfolio instead of long only. So we have a different portfolio as well. So the second part is I want to minimize the carry of the portfolio. Carry is calculated by the total notional and the yield. So we want the notional and duration in all within the threshold of $100 MPV and then 0.01 for duration. So we want to say solver, I want to maximize this total carry, and then I want to add the constraints, say the difference between the MPV and smaller equal to the notional threshold. So we got a new portfolio and then saved in the answer sheet too. So the final one is I want to maximize the convexity of the portfolio. So I want to maximize the convexity of the portfolio. So this is the results for three scenarios. One is hedging, one is for maximize the carry of the portfolio, and then maximizing the convexity of the portfolio. So finally, thanks for professors and classmates for having this course throughout the semester. And within this course, from pivot tables, pivot charts, to Power View, Power Pivot, to advanced topic like solver, income statement, and structured finance modeling, we have a better understanding of how Excel techniques can be applied to modeling visualization in different business use cases. As we are on track of getting Excel 2016, I guess this course will be have more fun for next year. And thanks again for the attention.